environment, Sri Ishwar Kandre. Sir, तमिये स्वागता.
Thank you, sir. Same meeting.
In having our Honorable Minister to come and inaugurate our Sustainability Leadership Summit. It's not often that we find ministers accepting such a program to speak about on sustainable development. We have tried in the past and not really succeeded often, let us say. That is one. And the way he spoke shows his passion. I think, sir, we are really delighted that you seem to be committed to the cause of sustainable development, energy, and particularly the revival of Bangalore. It's not going to be an easy task. It is very, very challenging. And I only wish that you can share or transmit your wisdom to some of your colleagues. I'm sorry to say that. Because you see, you may be trying to make Bangalore a sustainable city. You may be trying to make Bangalore sustainable, but there are some others trying to make it a more unsustainable city. See, the type of development projects, as you said, I think one of the important questions raised by the minister is development at vast cost, and for whose sake? I think we need to deliberate on this. The type of development, the development model we are pursuing in India today, I think needs to undergo a paradigm shift in my view. Unless we do that, it is one thing to boast about the economic growth rate that maybe currently India is the highest growth rate in the world and all that. You may have even GDP, we might have reached the fifth biggest economy. But what is your per capita income? Per capita income is one of the lowest in the world. And more than that, there are some contradictions. Food security has become an important, a very major issue today. And the irony, sir, in India, that we have surplus food grains, huge surpluses. We have, our agriculture has progressed quite a lot. But at the same time, we have children dying of hunger or severe malnutrition, undernutrition, especially in your Kalyan Karnataka region. So how do we, reconcile these contradictions? So it is very important, I think, nowadays now to, and looking at the future, as I said, think about, I would like the other participants to deliberate on this issue and whatever subject they may speak about. Keep this in mind. What is the shift we want in our development process or the model that we would like to have? Well, it may slightly vary from state to state also. Because in northern region, east, west and southern region. For instance, in the south, I think states have started saying, we have contributed more to the economy, but you are giving us less because of the finance commission in a devolution. And I think Karnataka also will take it up. Whereas in some of the northern states, where there are, not only is their contribution much low, but it's just becoming, they get a bigger slice of the cake. And the states have worked hard to reduce population growth rate, to contribute to economic growth. These are some of the issues that we need to tackle also. These are all the things. But in particular, sir, I would certainly request you to see, in Bangalore at least you can prevent, this deforestation in the nearby area. See, so many beautiful forest areas, mini forests, or we need to develop what is called city forests. I think if you can do something along with Javed, I would request you, give some land to develop new city forests. Even in the city, there are open spaces. Open spaces are being, either they are encroached or they are gobbled up by somebody or the other. So these are some of the issues that we need to take up. Ah. Very good. No. Yeah, that is where BBMP area is something very problematic. And as I said, the most important problem we are facing is governance of the city, anywhere in India. And Bangalore becomes more challenging because it used to be such a beautiful city and with very good climate. People used to, that is how Bangalore got populated. Everyone started coming and settled down in areas like that. It is very salubrious climate, very good people, good law and order. And then in the IT industry came, and along with it the traffic congestion, increase in incomes, and all the negative things also started coming. So now our challenge, good and bad are there. It's considered we're still the Silicon Valley of India, leading IT. It's one of the world's technology hubs. So we cannot let our advantages go. Otherwise we will be nowhere. We need economic growth. We need modern technology, and that is another challenge, modern technology and all. And at the same time, how to make not only Bangalore, the other cities also more sustainable. I think sustainable cities is going to be one of the biggest challenges that all developing countries face. And India, today's newspaper says, Delhi, the amount of pollution, the AQI, air quality index in Delhi has crossed, the 400 plus. That means it is very severe. You are in danger. 468 also, it is terrible. So they are saying people are choking. Even Bombay has crossed 300. People, yesterday's article about Bombay, some resident has said, we are not able to breathe. And 20 of the most polluted cities in the world are in India. So these are terrible challenges that we are facing. So how do we really go ahead? And I think we need to answer these questions than merely expressing hopes, saying that it's DG, we have made this progress, or all sorts of things. Yeah, we need to be hopeful about the future. There is certainly no, but we need to chalk out a very pragmatic action plan, and that's what CSD intends to do. And probably the sustainable development Bangalore declaration is something that we have brought up. I think our executive director Srinivas will say something about it, and then we will see how we can include some of these in the Bangalore declaration later, and then take it up both with the government of Karnataka and with your head government of India also. It should reach the Prime Minister. Thank you very much. Well, I will not, since we are already running late, I will not make any speech or anything. I would just like to thank both Mr. Ravindra and Mr. Srinivas Murthy for their presence and also their enlightening talks. I think Mr. Ravindra has brought out all the programs being implemented by the government of Karnataka, some of them unique. I think people in Karnataka first of all must know what our state is doing. Unfortunately, they are not aware. Because I don't know how many are aware that there is an Environmental Policy Research and Training Institute, MPRI, in Bangalore, which is doing a lot of not only work on in general about sustainable development, but on climate change. They have set up kind of a lab. Somebody must go and see what are all they are doing and all that. And of course, there's also the other side of deteriorating environment, particularly in cities, in Bangalore and so on. Of course, so I would like to thank Ravindra for coming here and enlightening us on what the government of Karnataka is doing. Mr. Srinivas Murthy, of course, is this vast experience. Wherever he is now, he may be in an entirely different field, like Gokra education institutions. But you heard him speak about energy, water conservation, etc. Especially in the field of energy, he has become an expert after having worked in the Karnataka Regulatory Commission. And he's going to, I think, given very useful suggestions and what can be done further. And it's probably a demonstration also in their own institution of renewable energy and water harvesting. Water harvesting. Probably there's scope for doing many more things in a large institution where you have engineering, medicine, and now we have a University of Applied Sciences, MS Ramayana. So there's vast scope. I think probably we would like to collaborate with you in doing some of the practices, sustainable development practices, which are very, very important. So I would like to thank both of them, and I think
solar PV technology from one of my professor. So it was a 10 days program. So solar technology, we know mostly on panels or some household activities. So here, just in 10 days, we could know what are the raw materials used, manufacturing, their applications, and how vastly the renewable energy sector is growing. And majorly, this program was to women. So it was specially designed to women, empowering in energy sectors. So we got to know that women in energy sectors are very less in percentage. It says 11% throughout the globe participation of women. So we also visited the KGTTI for the hands-on experience with the solar technology and other aspects. So I take this opportunity to thank CSD for especially designing this for a women. And since we are on sustainable development track, I feel renewable energy sector has to be grown and given more opportunity to women as well as the others. So it was a good, since though it was a 10 days program, I can say we are solar engineers.
They are using technology so well, they have come out with QR codes. Can you imagine? Each and every has a QR code where it tracks what is the waste coming out of the house, how much of the waste is coming out of the house, whether the waste is segregated or not. We were like shocked and stunned looking to that level of technology, because it is totally 4,000 houses are there in that Gram Panchayat, and all the 4,000 houses data has been tracked. Whether today they have given the waste or not, whether waste is segregated in a proper manner or not, they have ratings for that. If the waste is segregated and given in a proper manner, the ratings is available for that. Everything is there in a QR code, and we were very much shocked to look at that kind of management. So that was a very good experience for us, which was like out of our this thing, because when it is like we are inside a box, we are not thinking out of the box. So all these things were out of the box. So that was very wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
For environment, which aims at actions arising at community and at the individual levels. What has emerged in the learnings from all these years is that while global treaties and macro policies are important drivers to sustainable development, local action with well-trained professional individuals is the cutting edge to achieving our sustainable development goals. These goals are a part of the wider 2030 agenda for sustainable development that provides an integrated and evidence-based framework that includes 169 targets and 232 indicators. To live up to the ambition of 2030 agenda, accelerated progress is required on all these fronts. 20 years ago, CSD recognized the need to promote, accelerate, and develop sustainable development programs in the initial years. So CSD took up various programs and works related to cleaner technologies in industries, pollution control, and then went on to address three major conservation areas of water, waste, and energy. And then recently moved into the skill development sector called the Green Skills. The first Green Skills Academy was established by CSD, which is accredited by the National Skill Development Council. The mission is to motivate youth, women, and unemployed manpower to develop green skills. So far, we have trained 15,000 persons in the last 20 years, and recently, with the support of NSDC, almost about 6,000 people have been trained, and about 60% of them have been employed, at least in other organizations or self-employed. So the idea behind this event is that we gather inputs from various stakeholders who have come here from different organizations with practical experiences in SDG achievements and challenges. Yesterday, we had a youth climate conclave with students from 4 cities in India participating. This program was really an eye-opener, for we all realized how difficult it is for countries to negotiate and accept the various challenges of climate change. I'm very happy that the students who came from other cities as well as from Bangalore did a wonderful job. Today afternoon, we will be presenting the awards to the winners of this Youth Climate Conclave Finals. So the purpose of this was to basically create awareness amongst the youth about climate change, about the various positions that countries will take. Today, the Sustainability Leadership Summit will witness some of the top minds in sustainable development in our country. We have invited speakers with a lot of practical experience on SDGs and its implementation. Together with this, the Center for Sustainable Development, in consultation with experts, has prepared the Bengaluru Declaration that will highlight the actions that we need to take in order to speeden up the SDGs. Especially 6 goals we have identified which need faster action: water, agriculture, sustainable cities, jobs, production, consumption, and climate action. We will release this Bangalore Declaration once the Minister is here. Now I would like to welcome our guest, Chief Guest for the day, the Additional Chief Secretary, Forest and Environment, Shri Javed Akhtar ji.